So I'm super excited to finally do this video. This video is going to explore the 3 key principles that I use to overcome every single sales objection that I receive. And of course, even if you're the best salesperson ever, you will receive some sort of objection. If you apply these 3 principles that I'll share, you will see a massive increase in the amount of closes that you receive, the amount of deals that you land. From my experience so far, I'm in a position to say these are the things that work for me. Of course, there are a few things that may work for you that may not work for me, and may work for me that may not work for you. But these 3 key principles have seemed to work every single time that I've used them. So the first key principle that I use in every sales objection scenario is believe in what you're selling. It's almost an impossible task to sell something that you don't genuinely believe in. You see it all the time. I mean, I've seen some pretty horrific sales pitches, and then you can see it, they're not enthusiastic about what they're selling. For me, it's great because a lot of the things that I'm selling are digital marketing services. I buy into the power that can have for business owners. I genuinely believe that what we do as a business can drastically help businesses, and it's so much more easier therefore to sell. And once you genuinely think that what you're selling to that business owner is going to make a real difference, that's when things start to work. So second one, naturally going on from the first, is know what you're selling. It sounds like an easy kind of cop-out answer, but it really isn't. There's lots of people out there that really don't know the minutiae of what they're selling. If a client asks an objection, you kind of got to know what the answer is, whether that's the product or service itself, whether that's the market that product or service is in, or whether that's the general industry that you're speaking from. It's worth, as a salesperson, to know that. Often when I was in school, they always said, "Tori, describe your story as if the examiner was an alien." And I always remembered that, because that's what I sort of do when selling. Is I honestly think, how am I going to explore this service that we offer to an alien? This person might not know anything about social media, the power it can have, so really dive deep into what you're selling. Once you're in that position of authority, because you know so much about what you're selling, you will be a fantastic salesperson. Business to business operations, so when you walk into a business owner's room, they can sniff out someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. So to avoid any awkward moments with someone who says that's not actually what that is, because I can imagine that can happen. It didn't happen to me, luckily enough. But know what you're selling. Once you know it, it will work, and good things will start happening. So the third key principle that I use in every single sales objection, and this is one that's actually probably one of the most important, is stop selling. Stop selling and start talking to that person. There's so many people that I see who are in a sales pitch. It shouldn't even feel like a sales pitch. The key principle out of all of these is this one, and that's, I speak to a client, a prospective client, like I would a friend in the street, like I would if I'm having a coffee with someone. Obviously there's levels of formality dependent on the business owner, of course, and you always have to show professionalism and politeness, but you don't have to be like, sell me this pen, I'm going to do a real hard close sell. That's not what this is about. It's about one real person to another real person having a real conversation about what you're selling and how that can help that person's business. You see it all too often, that sort of cliched cold call of, "Hey, I'm Mr. Whatever, this can help your business explode on the market." It's fake, it doesn't work, because they know that they're being sold to. But if you say, "Let's catch up for a coffee, it'll be great to sit down and have a chat about what we've been thinking," it's real, it's a real life conversation. Stop selling, start talking. Honestly, that's been massive. When I first started, I'm going to be honest, it's very easy to get into that motion of okay, well, I'm selling, so I've got to act like the salespeople I see on the films and see on the TV, but that's not the case. People smell it. As soon as you start doing any of that, they shut off. No one likes being sold to, but everyone likes buying something. Everyone likes learning something new. So that's the way to do it. It's just having a chat. And you don't really want a hard sell either. I mean, that's probably the worst thing. Is imagine selling to someone in a manipulative way that you almost force them to buy or enroll in your product or service, and then they kind of leave that meeting thinking, actually, I don't want that. When a prospective client leaves a meeting that you've arranged, you want them to leave thinking, Charlie was an amazing guy, he was really, really cool, and the stuff that he was talking about works, because I could see it in him. He talked to me like a real person. He knew what he was talking about, and he believes in what he's selling to me. So using all those three things works. So I hope that really helps. I often get asked, Charlie, what are the key ways of selling? What are the key ways of getting a new client? Those are the key principles that you should use, and you'll see a massive increase in the amount of business that you bring in. And I hope it works, and I'm sure it will, so let me know. Stay tuned, there are many, many more videos to come, exciting things around the corner. Thank you.